In class, we are learning about the metric system. So up at the top here, I have the labels for all of the prefixes that we use for the metric system. The only thing that's changing is the unit that's used at the end. So depending on what you're measuring, length, mass, or volume will determine whether you are using meters, grams, or liters when you are doing your conversions. These two things over here are just acronyms to help the kids remember from biggest to smallest these units. So they can either use King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, or kids have dropped over dead converting metrics. And both of these, either the B or the O, depending on which one they're using, either stands for their original unit or their base unit. So that's always going to be right in the center of our metric conversion. So if they see just the letter M, just the letter G, or just the letter L, that falls under that original or base unit. So when we do these conversions, they have a reference sheet that they can use. This is just another way. This is how I learned how to convert metrics, so I just wanted to show them. This makes it a little bit easier for me, so I introduced them to it today in class. So if we're starting with 247, they need to keep in mind where their decimal point is. So in a whole number, it's always going to be at the end of the number. In this conversion, they are going from milligrams to grams. So they're going to put their finger on the milli. They're moving over to that original or base unit for grams. So their finger moves 1, 2, 3 times to the left. The decimal is going to move 1, 2, 3 times to the left. And that will give them 247 thousandths of a gram. This is the same thing as dividing by 1,000. They know that for every time they move the decimal point, that's either multiplying or dividing by a group of 10. So they end up getting the same answer as if they were to do division. For the second one, we have 4,250 centimeters, and they are going to meters. So it's important that the kids know that this M is not just plain meters, it's millimeters. That's typically where most of the confusion comes. So if they're going from centimeters to meters, which is the base unit, their finger is going to move 1, 2 times to the left. Their decimal is going to move 1, 2 times to the left. So it becomes 42 and 50 hundredths, or 42 and 5 tenths. We can take that 0 away and the number remains the same. In the third example, we have 6,523 milliliters that we are going to change into liters. So again, my finger is moving 1, 2, 3 times to the left. My decimal is going to move 1, 2, 3 times to the left. So I get 6 and 523 thousandths liters. In the fourth example, we're going from kilometers to meters. So in these two examples, actually there's just this one here, we're moving from a bigger unit to a smaller unit. So it's going to take a lot of meters to make up the same amount of distance with kilometers. Starting at kilometers and going to meters, my finger is moving 1, 2, 3 times to the right. My decimal is going to move 1, 2, 3 times to the right. And I get 49,000 meters. This last example, I'm starting with 395 meters. I want to convert that into kilometers. So my decimal is going to move 1, 2, 3 times to the left. 1, 2, 3 times to the left. And I end up with 395 thousandths kilometers.